Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hound. I hope you're all having a fantastic Monday, and apologies for the lack of game sound in this match. Basically, there was an issue with how my recording software is set up after it updated, so unfortunately we're going to be missing out on this. But in this video today, we are going to be looking at a few things. One, is the Vinemar still viable now that it's tier 7? Perfect matchmaking with us being down tiered only to tier 8. No legendaries in the game. And we're going to be also looking at the most broken mechanics in the game at the same time. What you're about to see, I don't think should be possible at all in the game. But for some unknown, bewildering reason, through the wisest of wargaming developers, they think that this is acceptable. So first of all, I take a broadside in a cruiser. The Republic has HE, and yeah, I essentially take 0 damage. Big shout out to the cruiser. I don't know if this was intentional, but he dropped a smoke screen right at the start here, and essentially, this allows me to absolutely abuse the crap out of the enemy team. So first of all, let's have a look what we're up against. We're up against a Republic, a Lo Yang, and I believe it's a Bismarck that comes in to the action, but we'll find out. So it's myself. There's a DD over here. We also have a battleship with us as well, and as you can see, that's 40,000 damage already. Seems insignificant, but what you'll notice is obviously it's the Vinemar. I'm setting a lot of fires. That's 5 fires already, and we're slowly totting up more and more damage as we're keeping this Republic just burning. And there we go. Here's the Bismarck. Right, okay, so 70,000 damage between the Republic and the Lo Yang already, and you're gonna notice something happening here very soon. In actual fact, obviously Lo Yang is spotted, so we're gonna try and focus him, because obviously you should always focus DDs. Even if you miss, you're going to make them turn and make them sort of make evasive maneuvers at least. And at best, you're going to mess up, at best you're going to kill them. At worst, you're going to mess up any plans they had and force them back. And what you're seeing here is we've already done 115,000 damage. And yeah, the Republic and the Bismarck are just abusing will to rebuild. Between the pair of them, they should have about 140 hit points. Add the Lo Yang, the bit of damage we've done to him, so there's about 170,000 hit points available. There's a DD. There's the friendly battleship, who I'm sure has not done 0 damage at all this match. And I'm understanding what's going on here, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, well, we might as well abuse this. Let's see if we can get some kind of new damage record for the Vinemar, because we're 4.5 minutes into the match and we've already done 150,000 damage. And yeah, the pair of them, look, just absolutely abusing will to rebuild. They do start to change their focus onto me. As you can see, my battleship is slowly but surely getting whittled down. And yeah, it's that will to rebuild. This thing needs to be fixed. Wargaming have said the devs are finally looking at it. So when they're going to address it, I don't know. But there is no way in hell I should be on 170,000 damage within the first 5 minutes of a match and not killed anything. I understand, yes, obviously, fire damage can be healed back, But yeah, this is just silly. It's an FDG that's with us as well, so it's not as if he's not pumping out, a good bit of damage there between the two of us. If we haven't farmed 250,000 damage off these two by now, I don't know what we've done, in all fairness. Unfortunately, I should have messaged him and asked him, all right, how much damage did you do in that match, out of curiosity. So yeah, that's 191,000. And it's just going to continue. So is this Bismarck finally going to go down? How much damage are we going to have farmed from these two battleships? There we go. There's another fire. We're up to 193,000. 195. It's getting there. Obviously, we're keeping it range because we're low on hit points. We don't want to die because there's 201, 202, 202,000 damage farmed from two battleships abusing will to rebuild. Yes, Wargaming definitely needs to fix that. Also, 202,000 damage in basically 200,000 damage in basically 5 minutes of gameplay. That is also broken. The high explosive mechanic. I did an extensive Reddit post on how this works, and if you do want me to do a really detailed breakdown video on HE damage and why it's so disgustingly broken and why it is meta, let me know in the comments below, and we'll finally take that big leap. And there we go. And the enemy Lo Yang is finally spotted. So let's see if we can help our DD out here and get this guy off the board as well. So despite us handling our flank, yes, we lost one ship. They've lost two. Soon to be 3. There we go. There's the third ship down. So we've won this flank, and well, there's still 2 of us alive. So I think we've done a reasonable job. We are ahead by a ship kill. My DD's in A, so B is still uncapped. We are slightly behind on points. There's essentially, by the time I get to A, if I focus on one in for A, we could potentially of 1B or at least supported B. So we're gonna head over because we are behind on points, and I don't want to lose. I also want to get back in to the fight, get my guns firing, and see how far we can push the damage on the Weimar at tier 7. Now, unfortunately, this Fletcher's out of range, and it is a Fletcher at max range. We're probably not going to be able to get too many shots. As you can see, my team is concentrated very much around B. There is a DD off down to the bottom end, the bottom end of the map. That's hopefully going to be doing some spotting for us. And there we go. Look, again, another kill secured by our team. So we're up by 2 kills, and that is when a wild Baltimore is spotted. And in all fairness, this is something I have noticed, and I think this is the big balancing factor on the Weimar, is when you're up against other tier 7s, tier 7 cruisers. I don't think I've really come across many tier 8 cruisers so far, but when you are up against tier 7 cruisers, they can consistently punish you. They're not going to outright destroy you, but they are definitely going to hurt. It's not like bullying tier 6 or tier 5 cruisers. So its placement in tier 7, I think, is right. And I don't think it needs any buffs. I think it's perfectly well suited to be sitting exactly where it is, with just with the sheer volume of damage that you can put out. It kind of some of the bigger, heavier cruisers like the Baltimore and like the Hipper that we're gonna come across very shortly. Yeah, it's in a nice place, and I think Wargaming did make the correct move. I'd almost be inclined to say it's still a bit overpowered. It's a bit easier to farm huge damage on battleships, because battleships obviously have higher hit points at 7 and at 7, 8 and legendary. So we're going to try and focus down this hipper. And whereas my entire team was all around B, they've got 3 ships left. My entire team was all around B. Instead of capturing B, they're just gonna push over to C. They've got 3 ships left. 3 ships. So this is on to the other thing that's wrong, and that's the situational awareness, the quality of gameplay in general. So obviously the hipper spotted. There is nothing else shooting at this hipper. It's just me. My entire team, instead of, defending B or trying to cap B or trying to pursue the win by killing the remaining enemy ships, they are all sailing over to sea. So the destroyer's already there. One of the 2 destroyers that we have left is already there. They're already capping. There's literally absolutely no need for my team to continue pushing over there. And as you can see, the Baltimore, although it's not heavy damage, it is scoring damage, and they're scoring damage fairly consistently. Obviously, as you can see, our DD is not contesting the DD at B. The Baltimore's going for A. So we're gonna, although we're equal, we are technically up on caps at the moment, and we're about to be up on caps with us taking C. They're also going to start taking B in a minute. A in a minute, sorry. They just completed taking B, and we're going to be on the back foot yet again, despite us being 2 ships up in the game. And our DD, as you can see, the one that was by B, has fired torps at the hipper, or into the cap at least. But he's just left it. He's just ignoring the cap. He's sitting off in his smoke screen. At least he's spotting the hipper, and this is where I get spotted by the enemy DD. And the enemy DD does exactly the right thing. We're scanning. We know he's here in front of us somewhere. We've got 2 DDs left. Why is there still a DD sort of running around? I assume the DD's at the bottom end of the cap, but no, there he is. He pops up right in front of us, and he does exactly the right thing. He starts taking shots at us. It's late game. They're looking kind of good for the win. They're potentially behind. He's like, if I can kill this Weenmar, I've got enough hit points. I can probably get away with it. We score our Confederate medal, and he takes me down to just 447 hit points. Takes us up to 239,000 damage. We're radared by the Baltimore, and obviously we're dead here, but we do manage to get a final salvo off. Unfortunately, we don't manage to score fire on the Baltimore. And just look at what my team's doing. That battleship, that other cruiser, why did they push C? There was absolutely no reason to push C, but they're still up by 1 ship. We're still behind on points. The DD knows that there's nothing in the cap, because they've just seen me shooting at the DD, at the Fletcher. They can see where the Baltimore is. All right, the hipper is still around the north of B somewhere. But the DD's just like, nah, you know what? We don't need B. We don't need B. Why would you want to win? There's no reason to do silly things like capture points. But we do finally decide to swap perspective and take a look at what our DDs, what our Fletcher is doing. Yes, one of our DDs has now eventually entered into the B cap. Our Fletcher very cleverly holding fire, spotting the hipper, and we're just waiting for our battleship, and yeah, doesn't matter, we lost. Time's over. So we do still score 1.1 million credits, 243,000 damage. Yes, this is a loss. Our team results, we score 2,600 base XP, which is almost as much as the Baltimore on the other team, on a loss because of broken mechanics and, you know, players chasing pointless victories. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and until next time, take care.